Glad you could make it. You are listening to the video recording of a live broadcast. You can stay up to date on our schedule and catch us live by checking out the links in the description below. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Visit links.chaoticallybalanced.com for more info. If you would like to support us further and get access to exclusive content on Ko-fi, you can visit chaoticallybalanced.com/support. Now that we are done with that, it's time to start the adventure. Welcome, fellow adventurers, nerds, and neurodivergents. Sit back, stay hydrated, and prepare yourselves for tonight's adventure. We had to skip a week last week because we had some family things and some sicknesses going on, but we are back this week, and we are ready to go. I'm sure all of you listening and all the players here at the virtual table would like to know what happened last time. So without further ado, last we left off, Yenor and Joachim got trapped in a hatch on an abandoned sailing ship. Lala had tried to help them, but eventually took the locked box that had the talking dagger inside of it, and she went to find Zara. She was able to with some pursuers on her tail, and then ran back to the ship with a half-dressed Zara. At this point, Kraka and Deedle also made their way to the abandoned sailing ship. Between the two of them, they were able to break the latch and open the hatch, pulling Yenor and Joachim out of the deep dark hole. Lala, during this time, was hugging the box like a possessive spider, and listening to the whispers that were in her mind. With the help of Joachim's suggestion, Yenor was able to convince her to let it go, and upon touching the box, Yenor also began hearing it talk to her in her mind. The box was leaking dark shadows and felt ominous. They threw the box back in the hatch after accidentally putting it in an extra-dimensional space of the handy haversack, and got the hatch sealed with the help of Zara and some of her soldiers and engineers. They put out a few requests for help and hunkered down for the rest of the day. At this point, Lala had remembered to point out the recognizable address on the paperwork. Yenor and Joachim immediately remembered the day that Yenor was jumped and left for dead. This is also when Deedle started acting a little off. Nevertheless, they all made their way back to the house to digest all this information and wait for help to arrive. During this time, Kraka went diving, Deedle went fishing, Yenor took Poppy for a fly, and Lala schemed some street vendors. All while Joachim took a nap on the couch. Now, they await their help and their first visitor. So that is where we're going to pick up with you all. You all just reconvened in the house that you have been granted for however long you plan to stay here in this fishing/military port. Joachim, you are jolted awake by the ruckus of everyone returning. Deedle with 2 huge barrels of fish. Poppy very excited from being able to fly freely. Lala excited that she schemed out some people of stuff.
I also have sparkly things.
Praga, excuse me, having found some just gems and other various things on the bottom of the, I guess, ocean floor. It's really not that deep because of the docks.
So Joachim would kind of like jolt awake and then like hear everybody kind of trudging through and see them, and he'll kind of wipe his eyes a little bit, still half groggy, and this is "Hail the conquering heroes, they return," and then he will minor illusion like audience, like studio audience laugh, like clapping, like when you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like when a character gets introduced, and yeah, and then he'll look at Ynor because again, with everything with Deedle and whatnot, she was very suspiciously quiet, so he's kind of curious about what's going on with her.
Yenor will just glance over at Deedle and just kind of like shrug. She's waiting.
Do I need to insight her as far as trying to suss out what she's trying to what's going on with her, or
Which her, Deedle or Ynor?
Ynor?
Yenor's just gonna wait for more info.
Okay.
She's not
Okay.
giving off like the sense that she's hiding everything. It's more of the like, it's not an indifferent shrug or like the brushing you off shrug. It's the can't do anything about it right now shrug.
All right.
In the 3 different types of shrugs, even though they all look the same.
Is there any tea around?
There's plenty of tea. Kraka had made some tea and some coffee. It probably needs to be heated up, maybe, you know, mixed up. Some of the stuff might have settled, but yeah, there's some tea.
Joaquin is going to get up and scratch his head, start walking over to the kitchen area, and then he'll look at Inor, and he will minor illusion a teacup in his hand, like he's drinking it, and then kind of like look at her with a questioning look, kind of essentially asking her if she wants tea.
Yeah.
He'll nod and go make some tea.
It does. It takes a few moments to get it heated back up because you're doing it over like an open flame stove type deal.
Mm-hmm.
During this time, Deedle, you are being accosted by Poppy because you have a ton of fresh fish.
Have this barrel, Poppy. This is ours. I'm gonna shove it towards her.
You gave her one whole barrel of fish?
Yep.
Okay.
Because she's gonna fight me for it if I don't.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Ynor, you see Deedle hand Poppy just a huge barrel of fish.
He's gonna get fat. And I'm gonna look directly at Poppy when I say that, with like an arched eyebrow.
She just starts squawking at you. She's like doing the tippy taps, the stomps. I guess they're stomps at her size. She's doing the stomps with the feet, and she's like kind of bowing her head and kind of jumping at the barrel. She hasn't eaten any of it yet, but she's just like, she does.
I'll just wave my hand at it. Go ahead.
She smiles and she squawks some more and takes a bite of fish, takes a couple fish. Surprisingly, she only takes a couple fish and lays down in the corner. Might have something to do with the fact that she ate half a barrel of fish earlier this morning. You do notice, Ynor, that, and everyone I guess notices that Lala has some new accessories.
She has been actively like flipping her scarf around and like laying across the table and flashing her stuff since the moment she walked in. So
Who'd you manage to con those out of?
why, they were thrown to me by admirers, of course.
As they should.
I'm
gonna
glad
look at both
someone
of
here
them.
recognizes that.
Yeah, Joaquin just kind of looks at both of them with the questioning glare, and then he looks at Lala and it's just, I don't know if they did you now they threw it at you or you took it.
I understand how you're used to having to con people into liking you. However, I am just naturally charming, and I'm waiting for my compliment. Don't I look fabulous?
He will minor illusion the sound of crickets and just give her a deadpan look.
Unsophisticated.
That is not the word, but good try. Anyway, and he'll take a sip of tea. Since she's all decked out in jewelry, what else have you guys been up to? And he'll look at Deedle and Kraka and sip more tea.
You kind of have to do the hot mouth thing because it's really hot now. Like that when it just hits the tip of your tongue and it just like burns the tip of your tongue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I try to make sure that Lala doesn't see that.
Just for funsies, make a sleight of hand check.
Admittedly,
Hey.
she is very into herself right now. So.
That's fine. He passed your passive perception.
So there's like a slight gasp, but by the time that she turns around to look, he is already kind of calm demeanor.
I mean, I'll say that she doesn't even turn to look. She's just like flaunting her new accessories while rolling around on the table in the center of this room.
She's rolling around the table.
I mean, she said she was laying on the table, so she's just like changing positions and flipping the scarf.
Yes.
Doing whatever else she may want to do. I don't know if she's gonna do a dance on the table, a jig.
Can someone get this shining child off of the table, please?
You know, the teenagery lay on your belly and kick legs, sort of.
It's not the table that you would eat at. It's like a coffee table. It's not the dining room table.
Can it support her weight?
She's
Because coffee tables are not sturdy.
Lala is very small.
yeah. Lala
Is she small?
She's not like Ace or Ren, who were taller Genasi. She's a very small Earth Genasi. And
Okay.
she's young.
Fair enough. Either way, off the table.
Raka and Deedle, are you doing anything while this shenanigan is going on?
Start cleaning fish.
You're cooking fish?
Cleaning and then cooking.
Okay.
Well, seeing that for once I wouldn't be handling the food, I would just be. I don't know. I would probably go get some tea and sit down next to Yakim and so what are our plans for today? Or are we sitting here waiting for the council for the box? Right? What was there, a knife in there?
Yes. So they found the
Right. Well,
dagger.
right. Well,
That was
Kraka wasn't
whispering.
there, so
Right.
Kraka really doesn't know what was in the box.
That's fair. Ynor did kind of explain it a little bit.
Kinda.
If Kraka was next to Joaquin asking this, he would look at Kraka with a smile and say, "Oh, it was nothing but bad darkness in that box.
Well,
You
I
don't need
mean,
to worry your head about it."
so then your father.
I'm sorry?
So then your father, what have we found out about him? Because isn't that the whole reason we went to, well, y'all went to the ship?
So when he says that, you'll see that like there's a bit of a saddened look that comes across his face, and then he'll just say no new info yet. Still trying to
Oh.
figure it out, but no new details.
Oh. So, nothing good, just more bad juju because of a mysterious box. Was that even, did you notice if that was your father's ship or was somebody else's of your fleet?
Well, I mean, it's definitely not my dad's ship. My dad had a really nice ship. And then he kind of smiled. He gets like a devious look when he says that, just because remembers some joy rides. But then he'll look at Croc and say, no, that ship, I've heard of the guy that piloted that ship. Wasn't really too familiar with him. Either way, the state of that ship was like, and he'll kind of give like a make like a puking gesture, like a bleh. Between the upkeep or lack thereof and the fact that it was ransacked, it was just not good to be. But what they didn't know is that these two sailing vessels, they have those secret compartments there, and that's where we found the darkness box with that weird dagger that enthralled our youngin over there.
You guys
And
put it
he'll
in.
look
That's
back.
where you found the dagger. You guys put it
Yeah.
in the box. You mage handed it
Apologies.
into the box. Along
Yes.
with Yanor's using 2 pillowcases.
And then who took it away?
Lala.
Wait, Lala took the box away? I thought we got her away from the box.
She took the box away, and then she brought it back. And then you guys tried putting it in the handy haversack, and then you mage handed it out of the handy haversack and threw it in the hatch, and then engineers and soldiers sealed the hatch.
So it's
Right.
still in there.
Yes. Inside the box.
Okay.
Inside the hatch.
Okay, sorry. Thank you for that correction. Then he'll look at Croc and say, I have no intention of going back there. It is sealed up nice and tight where it should be or where it shouldn't be. Either way, it's not my concern because it's nothing but bad. And you saw what it did to the little one. I wouldn't even want to mess with it. But it does beg the question as to what they were carting around, on that ship. And again,
Do you tell all of your captains about the secret compartment?
of course
Ooh.
not.
Good question.
Well, then somebody on that ship had to have known about it to put that devil dagger in there.
And you said that this guy that was on the ship either, well, because of the face you made, he either really stinks or you just don't like him.
Yes.
So would have he have been somebody of rank? Well, apparently, to know of a secret compartment, or is there somebody else that we don't know of?
DM, again, how much of this guy do I know as
You
far
don't.
as his.
So
I don't.
You've seen his name on other paperwork, but you've never met him in passing. He seemed
Have I
to be
heard
like
of him in any way?
he was a problematic employee to your father.
Interesting.
You don't remember
Okay,
much about all the details of all the ships and all the captains, But I like jogging those latent memories. You get like, you know, your dad grumbling about him a little bit from time to time, or you walking in at the end of a conversation your dad was having with a higher ranked captain or your mother or something, and his name was the topic and they didn't look happy.
Okay. Yeah, I relay that information to Kraka. Just essentially, you know, knew of him in passing. Generally, wasn't highly favored. If anything, he was more of a problem employee. But yeah, that's all I got really. But did we get this guy's whereabouts, or is he dead?
You didn't find a body, so you don't know if he's dead or not. And there was no specific whereabouts in the paperwork that Lala had found, but she had been digging for a while and had focused on where the ship has been, and then she found that address, and then she found all references to that address, and then she was looking at signatures and initials to see if any of them varied in any way. So those were the pieces of information that she had found and shared.
Okay. So we know the ship's last known location before it got here.
Yeah, it left Zatha like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
That was the last log, and then there's no logs after that. Come to think of it, it left Zatha around the time Yenor left Zatha. On your ship. To do her undercover mission.
So Joaquin would put two and two together, and a minor illusion like a gasp, and then he'll look over at Yenor, and he'll say this out loud so everybody can hear. They set out around the time that we did.
Again, not a huge coincidence since Zatha is a major port for merchant vessels, especially those traveling between nations. But it is a little suspicious that it left and then it shows up here having created some kind of havoc.
Okay. Yep. All just sounds very weird.
And this address that you guys are talking about that with Deedle and everything used as for a warehouse, is that where it just recently left? Or how long ago was the ship there?
Lala did the research on that, right? Or
She just found the address. I'm not sure if she looked at the specific dates for the times when it was at that address.
okay, because I don't know that information.
Nope. Lala still has the paperwork.
They were poorly logged, so they didn't all have dates, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So she still has them. She'll take them out if you want to look, but she'll saying like they don't all have dates. They were very poorly logged. Your employees need better vetting and training.
Well, Yakim was just saying that this guy was kind of shady from the beginning, so apparently whatever dates he didn't mark down, he did purposely.
Business tip: don't hire shady employees.
Well,
Technically,
Or work with shadowy child pirates.
I was gonna say, technically, Yenor and Wakim are working with who some others may consider shady.
I didn't apply for this job. Y'all sought me out.
I stole them.
I came willing. but thank you for considering I just stole me. But I just, because y'all we're questioning Deedle pretty hard about what was going on the night that, I'm sorry, or that you got beat to almost death. But I wonder if there's been any connection within Sue sailing with that warehouse back then. Not saying that you exactly, Akeem, or your dad, but maybe this shady character.
Again, if there's any connection, it's him and this warehouse, and nothing to do with us. We don't mess with that.
Well, if Ynora's trying to find out what happened to her, well, we don't know exactly who did anything to her. I mean, we're not doing anything else right now besides waiting for the magicians. So I'm just continuing the conversation, trying to figure out exactly what happened to Ynora.
Well, again, I think as more information comes to light, we'll be able to answer that question. But right now, it's all just kind of up in the air.
I know. Yeah,
Or
you're
out in the sea, rather.
you're right. I'm just trying to see if we have any pieces that can fit together. That's all. And they don't. The block does not fit the square.
You can't put a square block in a round hole.
Well, nobody said that block was square.
That's fair. It's been about, I'm gonna say, 6 hours since you guys left the ship, because all of your shenanigans and traveling and Wakeem's nap was about 4. And then there's some conversation and whatnot, and you were on the ship for a while as well. Lala, or first, Wakeem, you feel your suggestion spell coming close to its end.
We haven't gotten a long rest yet, right?
Nope.
Oh, what?
Okay. I'm just gonna look at Lala.
Like it's not ending yet, but it's gonna end within like the next hour or so.
I am going to go over to Ynor, and I'm going to whisper to her that we need to maybe restrain Lala because the magic's about to wear off soon, and she may want to go back after that knife.
I'm gonna whisper back. Do you really think she can get through all that steel?
She's tiny, and
It's soldered
shabby.
together.
Well, I guess we'll see what happens then. And he kind of gives her a
Listen,
a
you can
half
ask
smirk.
her. You can ask her if you can tie her up. But I think that's gonna give the wrong impression, Wakeem. If you really need to find someone to tie up, I'm pretty sure there's a couple brothels that you can go find.
Lala would literally be the last creature on the in this realm that I would seek to tie up, for good or for bad, or for anything. And then he makes like a puking gesture.
Hey, it was your idea.
That's why I came to you. You're the one with the muscles and he makes bodybuilder poses and grunts.
If you just see Wakeem and whispering off to the side and being thankful.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that.
The rest of you just see Joaquim and Yenor off to the side, and he whispering to each other. You can't quite make out what he's saying or what they're saying, but he's making bodybuilder poses.
What in the hell are they doing?
Hey, Lala, question, honey. If you become possessed with a sudden urge to go try to break through steel, can we restrain you for your own benefit?
I don't think I can break through steel.
This one seems to have a lot of faith in your ability to do so, and she's just gonna point her thumb at Joaquim.
Who's still making bodybuilder poses.
And as she points her thumb at him, he would stop and then look at Lala and say, "The magic's about to cease, so you may be uncontrollably urged to try and go through steel. I don't." And then he kind of stops for a second, just like, "Do I
He
guess."
cares about you. He doesn't want you to hurt yourself or break a nail trying to get through the steel.
Those are not the words I would use.
It's okay,
And
Joaquim. You can be open about your feelings with us. And she's gonna
more-
like gently put her hand on his shoulder.
He makes more puking gestures at the thought of all that.
I mean, Lala looks
then-
fabulous
then he
with her new garments. I don't think she would want to risk tearing them by going through steel.
She may not have a choice.
I'm gonna walk over to Yakim. Hey, I know I'm trying to keep her mind on the new garments and not the mysterious knife you guys are talking about.
He smiles, gives a quick nod, and then kind of looks back at Lala. It's like, "Oh, you mean the new garments and all those shiny things that she's wearing, the baubles? She thinks she's so fancy."
Yeah,
Excuse me, I think?
You heard me. I didn't stutter, sister. And then he would minor illusion, like a studio audience, like, "Ooh."
You, sir, touch me,
Nope.
and you will find my
Nope.
dagger sheathed in multiple places.
So I'm gonna look back at Yenor and say, "This is why I came to you, stabby, stabby, tiny person."
She's only stabby with you. She's been perfectly cordial with me.
Eggs. And then he just kind of like bows in just complete failure. It's just like, that's the point.
Be nicer to the tots. They appreciate it.
How much longer we have before the magic ends?
It's hard to tell within the hour.
So Joaquim, again, is going to pour himself another cup of tea, take a seat, and say, "Well, you got less than an hour before this one wants to go clawing at metal. I leave you guys to do what you will to figure it out."
Yenor, you have my permission to throw his body in front of me if I start to claw at anything.
See, normally, I'd consider it, but we need him to pilot the boat.
Beetle can pilot a boat.
Not my boat.
It's his father's, and we're gonna run into a lot of problems if we bring the boat back without Joachim on it. And I would like to stay in the good graces of Sioux Sailing.
He'll be there. He'll just be full of holes.
I don't think Mr. Sioux would appreciate his son, although maybe making him holier will give Mr. Sioux a reason to appreciate him some more.
Oh no, he gave that up a long time ago.
Can I please restrain you if need be? I will be very gentle.
I mean, I guess, but better
It'll
be.
save your baubles from getting lost.
We better find some solution for the talkie box if it's gonna make me try to claw through steel.
Listen,
Or maybe
we have
don't.
someone coming. They'll be here eventually, hopefully.
If I could.
Oh, look.
There's a knock
How-
on the door.
I get up and go towards the door. Hello?
Yes. I was sent to make sure you were all home and decent before Zara sent over your first guest.
What did you think we're doing? Having orgies in here?
Oh, I guess you've heard of me. And he opens the door.
You just see this young soldier there with like his hand over his eyes and he's just peeking through two fingers with one eye standing there. Oh, you're all clothed, thank God.
For now. And he kind of smirks at him. So, come in. What are you doing here?
I was told to check on you and return back to my post and inform Zara that you are well enough to see your first guest.
Well enough?
I heard there was some craziness going on the boat.
I mean, any craziness would happen to be with the shining shadow child over there, and he'll point at Lala.
It was a talkie box? How can you compare a talkie box with magic demon knife to an adorable and precious, beautiful, on the rise, wonderful child as myself?
Oh, lovely.
This
She
soldier
speaks
looks
in
to
the
be
third
about the
person.
same age as you, Lala.
Does he clearly agree with my appraisal?
He's still peeking through two fingers. Right. I'm gonna return to my post.
I'm gonna need you to be a little more enthusiastic about my beauty.
He kind of scurries. He like hides behind his shield and takes a couple steps back from the door and just turns and starts quick marching back to where he came from.
She gestures. See? Do you see how intimidated he was by my beauty?
Lala, you will not get a partner this way.
La, you are stunning.
Who says I'm looking for a partner? I'm looking for praise, you dolt.
Clearly, you'll get neither. Except for apparently from Ynor, who is... I don't know.
Listen, we encourage the youth, okay?
My favorite? You're not even my real dad.
The thought of being Lala's dad, like there's just this look of abject horror that goes through Joaquin's, like that just shows up on Joaquin's face for a moment, and it's just
Who knows, Joachim, how many Genasi children you have out there?
he looks at Ynor and then just kind of starts pondering for half a moment and then starts counting. Nope, I think I'm still good.
For all that you know.
Shut up. Can we go now?
Oh, the soldier said he has to go tell them that they're coming to you. You're not going to them.
But yeah, bored.
As you're standing in the door, because the door's still open, you didn't say you closed it yet.
Nope.
You do hear steps coming down towards you at a rather rapid pace.
I look to see who it is.
Well, they are dark green robes with gold inlays, but they also have the symbol of the onyx accord on them. So maybe a borrowed robe, potentially. This about the same height and build as Ynor, with red hair and all whited out eyes. There is a escort behind her that is trying to keep up. It looks like it's the poor kid sap from earlier. As she's running down towards you. Joaquim, you recognize it as Ynor's wife.
Yeah, I thought that was
Kaida.
who that was. I thought that was who that was. I'm like, I know this person.
Not in disguise, for once.
Oh! Well, this is a surprise. And in the actual flesh, no doubt.
Oh. Whew. She kind of she bends over. Oh, I'm getting too old to run. The youngin' couldn't even keep up with me. Oh, God. I should stick with books.
Why were you racing?
Because I was only told that I was to help some investigators with a magic box. I wasn't told who, I was just told to get here. I had to borrow these robes for quick passage. It's been a journey. I was helping them over in, where are we? What city is this? Curag. I was helping them over in the library of Curag because they're short-staffed, and I was sent here. It has been one hell of a multi-week journey. I haven't heard anything from either of you, and she slaps you, Joaquim. For weeks. Weeks.
Go speak to your wife. And then he like holds the door open and points her, points her inside.
I want you to know it was a chest slap, not a face slap.
Okay, he's rubbing his chest because it's red.
Like that half slap, half push type deal.
Yep.
Like she's not trying to slap you like she's insulted, but like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I love you too, but geez, come on. Go say hi to your wife.
She does give you a hug.
After the slap?
Yeah. Sorry, that was a little hard. There's adrenaline. I'm usually reading books. I don't know how to deal with this.
It's good to see you too.
Then she runs. She comes in. She looks at you. She looks at Ynor. She sees Ynor. And just freezes. And then just goes into like, she just got done running and she just runs and just does the hug around Ynor. She can't really pick, she's scrawny like Joaquim, so she can't really pick you up.
That's fine. I pick her up.
Scrawny like Joaquim. You're gonna take that?
Oh, my muscles are elsewhere.
Poppy kind of looks up from gnawing on her fish and then gets up. Joaquim, unfortunately, you get smacked in the back by a wing out of her excitement and lack of spatial awareness. As she starts squawking and jumping and doing the happy feet in the corner, but it's more like stomping and la the table's rocking a little bit.
Town beast.
She brings her wings in and just kind of rubs her head against you as like an apology, and then runs over and tackles both of her parents to the ground and just licks them like Appa did to Aang.
We're being squished now.
Oh, yes, and she gives scratches behind Poppy's, on the sides of Poppy's head. It's good to see you, too. Can we get up, though? This isn't cuddle time. Get it. She's pushing into Poppy's just there and not moving.
I'm gonna quick cast Speak with Animals, and I'm gonna shove Poppy's face away. Poppy, up!
No! Mom's here!
Up or no fish!
My mom's here.
You can kiss her from up. Up!
Okay. And she
I'm
gets
gonna pat her neck.
she gets up and she kind of shakes her feather and then she sits nicely. Ah. Your wife kind of just gets up and just does the back stretch like, oh, this floor is not like our carpet at home. That hurt a little.
Listen, it's all Wakim's fault that Poppy hasn't seen you in a month.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you should have.
not-
You should have sailed the boat faster.
Why?
I should.
How did you guys end up here? You were supposed to go out there and then come back.
Your wife has been on a mission, and then we learned some things.
Listen, I stole some pirates. I found some drugs.
Oh,
She
Right
did
now, we have
steal some pirates.
right.
She
There are other
did
people in
find
this
some
room.
drug. She did all those things, and now we're here.
She kind of steps behind you, Yenor, and kind of just adjusts her posture. Hello. And she's looking at the rest of you in the room, Lala, Kraka, and Deedle.
Hired pirate, lovely to meet you.
She shakes your hand.
Hi, I'm one of those pirates they spoke of. My name's Kraka.
I hope you guys aren't still pirates. And she kind of gives you a look, Yenor.
I don't
Oh,
know.
you didn't know I run a pirate rehabilitation center now.
Just another one of the things, I guess.
I'm so good at all the things.
Your wife takes in strays.
That I know. That's how we ended up with you, isn't it?
I'm the best stray ever.
I don't know.
I'm
This one that's on the table with the scarf is kind of competing for that position.
She can try all she wants, but and then he'll like minor illusion spotlights on himself. And me.
You were
Dun, dun, dun.
put down.
What'd she say? I didn't hear her.
Lala, what'd you say?
I said you were about to be put down.
I've already had my nap, thank you.
I see that they're not like the pirates that we've met in the past.
Oh no, I've trained this one very well. She's very polite most of the time. To me, anyway.
Hey, Lala, make a wisdom save.
Fuck.
Wakim, you feel your spell on Lala end as this bickering's going on. Oof. Oof.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That's a failure.
Are we keeping the 12? Do you think you can roll better?
I do not.
At least
Now is
one.
probably a good time for me to mention that I'm faster than all of you.
She is.
Yeah,
Wow.
I figured as much.
Well, no, actually not. Kraka's a monk.
Ah, he's got a chance.
Lala. You begin to feel suffocated and trapped and claustrophobic and just this thought in your mind of "let me out" just keeps repeating over and over and over again.
DM.
Yes.
I felt my spell end.
Yes.
I'd look at Lala. No, I'm sorry. I'd look at Lala. Would I notice anything about her?
How do you react to these feelings, Lala?
So being on the streets, Allah is very good at hiding what she's feeling. So probably the most that you'll notice is that she starts to breathe a little faster, a little heavier, maybe start to sweat a little bit. But at the moment, at least in the initial like couple seconds, that's about it.
So
All right,
all
I'm
you see
gonna-
is that her breath is quickened, but there's nothing really else. She did stop doing poses on the table.
I'm gonna look at her because again, I felt the magic end, and I'm gonna look at her, and I'm gonna say, "You okay there, Shadow Child?"
It's really stuffy in here. There's a lot of people in here. I think I'm gonna go for a walk.
I think you should stay here.
Yep. What she said. It's fine in here.
You're used to being in a room with 18 sweaty people.
That is
Yes,
how he spends his weekends.
preferably. But that's not what's happening here, so you don't have to worry about it.
I'm gonna ask Wakim if the spell ended.
He will minor illusion like a ding ding. You are correct.
Can I do an insight check on Lala?
Sure, go ahead and roll insight.
Am I near a window or a door, or am I just like? If I don't have a room, I don't have a room to look at.
I'm gonna inspiration that.
Lala, Rakim's at the door.
That's a 16.
Wakim's at the door. Kraka is next to him, basically next to the window. Deedle's in the kitchen. Poppy's by the stairwell next to Ynor and Kaida.
Is there a window in the kitchen?
No.
Is there a door in the kitchen?
No.
Man, this house is claustrophobic. Jesus Christ.
Do I see her like her vision like darting around all over the place?
It's not darting around quickly, but she is scanning the room.
Can I start tying her up?
Before she does that, I'm going to look at Lala and say, "Are you going to be good, or do we have to get serious here?"
You're a serious dork.
I understand that you are naturally argumentative and disagreeable, but how are you feeling otherwise?
I told you I want some fresh air. At this
If
point,
you stay here, I'll give you
probably-
bullets for the gun.
at this point, she's probably standing up and like got her arms crossed and is starting to like, pace or walk. She's thinking about the fact that Kraka isn't as interested in stopping her, and so getting out the window next to him might be her best bet. So she's like pacing, but kind of glancing and formulating.
Can I grapple her?
While all this is happening, you have been so focused on Lala, that there has been no attention on Kaida, who pulled a scroll out of her pack and
Okay.
began reading it.
Okay.
This bright light emanates from the scroll from behind you, Ynor, and then you look and you see, and she was reading a scroll, and the light envelops Lala, and then dissipates. Lala. A wave of relief washes over you as you no longer feel claustrophobic. You no longer feel like you need to get out.
Oh, thank gods. I hate being sweaty. She'll just kind of collapse to the floor where she is and like crisscross her legs.
Your mind feels like your own again.
What was that flashy light stuff? We need more of that. That was good.
That was my trump card for whatever it was that you found.
Shiny knife.
Evil?
Evil shiny knife.
That was a scroll of greater restoration. It was expensive.
Can we go look at the shiny knife now? Do I owe you money?
No. I brought
Are you-
this to assist in the investigation. However, that was a more pressing matter. There seems to be some strong magics at work here, and you see your wife have a serious face now. May I examine you, young child? And she holds her hand out to you, Lala.
I was promised bullets.
You can get them after I help you up and make sure there is no longer an influence on your mind.
Sounds good, lady. She'll pop up.
I'm going to put my fingers on your temples. Is that okay?
Yeah. She got real nervous for like half a second before she said temples. So
she takes 2 fingers from each her hand and puts them on the sides of your temples, on your face. And she closes her eyes, and matches her breathing with yours. Joaquin, you would see this like light purplish arcane glow kind of emanating from her fingers.
Interesting.
Lasts a few moments and then she lets go of you, Lala, and opens her eyes. She's good. There's no longer an influence on her. At least for the moment. Depending on how strong this magic is, I'm not sure if my single scroll is enough.
how'd it get in there in the first place? I didn't even see the knife. But they did. He's simple-minded. Why didn't it take his mind? She points at Joaquin.
Maybe it only affects smart women.
Joaquin was going to respond, but then he kind of zips his own lips.
You get a little side eye from Kaida before she steps back and looks at all of you. Well, I did hear you're waiting for someone else. You put out another call for help?
Did we?
2 minds are better than one.
Bavin?
Always.
Bavin.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Ah, the alchemical alchemist.
Yeah, wherever that lazy fuck is.
He has
Lazy
his
he
moment.
may be. But he has had some great research.
I hear he talks to himself.
Oh yes, he is known for doing that. I am not going to give away that secret. You guys will have to figure that out for yourselves.
Oh, he's crazy. Woo! Yeah.
Aren't we all a little crazy?
Not like that.
Ah. Young turtle man.
Yes. Kraka.
Nice to meet you, Kraka. And she shakes her
Nice
hand.
I give a little like head nod along with the shake.
And she turns and looks at Deedle.
I'm gonna lean over into her ear. and let her know what I know of Deetle. Real quiet.
Lala's gonna yell, Beetle, come meet Ynor's wife.
I'm gonna walk over.
Your hair kind of stands on end a little bit, Deedle.
Nice to meet you.
She shakes your hand. Nice to meet you as well. I assume
was your
you're the
trip?
one that is responsible for most of the protection of this group. You,
Hey, I take offense to that.
someone needs to watch your back.
I have Wakim. He does magic. I have sword. He has magic. We're good.
As she says that, he'll like minor illusion like
Oh,
like a
stop
rabbit
with
out
your
of a hat.
parlor tricks. They don't impress me anymore.
Aww. Like again, minor illusion, audience all.
I'm sure you've learned real magic by now, Wakim.
He hopes.
Well, sure, but you know, these are the fun magics. We're not in the serious magics time yet.
What do you call the whispers that the little one was hearing?
Yeah, but she's also already crazy as it is.
Yeah, she's put up with you for this long.
This little one is crazy. I still don't understand why you brought her along.
They have information.
Is there any way we can get access to the ship?
Probably. Let's go.
I don't want to go over there, but
You don't have to
I
get
have
on the
to.
ship, Wakim. If you are scared, you can stand outside and help keep watch.
I think
Yeah,
I
you
might
can be
do
a big
that.
baby on dock.
Indeed. And he'll minor illusion a wah.
In fact, the only person that I really need besides my wife in there is the young child.
Oh. The shadow
Wait.
demon.
Why?
She
You've
was the one
cleansed
that was
her.
being influenced by the box, as you guys called it, or whatever
so
is in
was
this
your
box.
so was your wife.
Yeah, I
You
tried to
need
get
both
you
of them.
I have confidence that the magics that my wife wields will protect her for some time. However, this one is just an open psychic channel.
too.
Of course, you and Deedle Kraka are welcome to be aboard as well.
Oh, I planned on it.
Much appreciated.
The extra muscle and assistance would be helpful. But I'm not sure if Bavin's going to be here soon, or at all, actually. He might have had to send someone else.
Well, I mean, you are here now. We didn't really get a time frame on when Bavin was going to be here, unlike the time frame that we had with you. So we don't know how long we could be waiting. We might as well do this now. I'm sure you have other books and scrolls and a little bit of time you want to spend with your wife before we hit back on the sea. And
Oh, I'll be traveling back with you.
Uh,
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Uh, I was tasked with escorting this item, and in being tasked with escorting this item, I get to appoint those that are my security detail while I escort this item.
Oh, so
You will all be getting paid by the Onyx Accord.
Amazing.
So now I'm a security officer.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm gonna bow at
I
her and
can-
say, I'm at your disposal.
I kind of like perk up a little bit and like grab the corners of my shell, like I'm of importance now, and I start walking towards the ship because I was. Oh, I feel like I'm actually needed now. I'm actually appreciated for the things that I could do. Because I was a slave.
I'm
Oh.
sure if you made it this far, Kraka, with my wife, you are appreciated. She's generally not easy on those that are around her.
I am so easy. I don't know what you're talking about.
She gives you just a raised eyebrow, side eye over the shoulder.
Listen, I haven't gotten any of them killed. And if anything, I have prevented a lot of fights.
What about that report about you encountering a pirate slaver?
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, that was him. I negotiated.
Uh-huh.
I gave him fake drugs.
Yeah. He's taking it out on the coastline of Algeria.
We'll deal with that then.
Or Algeria.
But I saved a bunch of stuff. With fake drugs. You should be proud.
I also heard that he ran the slaves that were under his employ ragged and needed some new ones.
Oh.
After
Well,
learning that.
Once he sold that batch, he was going to get more anyways. That's what slavers do. That's what slavers do. They don't keep them for themselves. They just exchange it for profit. So it was only a matter of time before he got more.
I will tell you one thing. We got an agent on his ship.
Good.
Oh, well, you should have led with that.
Yeah, really, Kaida.
Listen,
Babe, come on.
you need to be a little more careful with those that you make deals with.
It was that or get the Sioux sailing ship destroyed. As it is, he broke it a lot.
Oh, is that the other wrecked ship in port? The bigger one?
Yeah.
Joaquim.
It wasn't his fault. It was Kraka's. He fired a shot at the pirates.
Joaquim. Do you need an
Joaquim
alibi
is
for when
freaking
your
crazy.
dad tries to kill you?
Wait, what?
For the damage to his ship?
It's not. It doesn't look good, but I'm confident that I can explain the situation. I'm quite convincing.
Why are there two Sioux sailing vessels in this port? You are walking towards the dock now as this conversation is happening.
Well, one of them was piloted by this problem child of an employee. I forget his name really, but based on what the darkness, and he points to Lala, found on the ship, the scant document showed that he came from Zather around the same time that we set out, and he may have just kind of gone AWOL. We're not really too sure.
Either way, the ship attacked here.
Yep.
Point of fact, referring to me as the darkness seems kind of racist.
Is Lala's was that above table or as Lala?
That was Aslala.
Okay. So Joaquin would look at now. Is Lala dark skinned or is like she's stone skinned?
She's stone skinned, so she's kind of gray, but a lighter gray.
Okay, so Joaquin would look at her and say, "Your skin tone is about the only nice thing about you."
Now, play nice, Joaquin.
Boo.
You are the adult here.
Well, we all are compared to this one.
Just because I'm small doesn't mean I'm a baby.
Your age ends in teen, my dear.
What she said.
Been taking care of myself longer than any of you quote unquote adults.
And that is a very sad thing. You shouldn't have had to.
Lala
And with
just
that, Yenor just keeps walking.
Yeah, Lala just kind of harumphs. She can't argue with that.
You see a tall, robed figure with a hat standing on the dock with a couple of guards. As you walk up to where the Sioux sailing ship is.
Is it Babin? Do I recognize the hat?
It's a wizard hat of some sort.
Babin's hat's pretty distinct. No?
It's a normal wizard hat. It's just enchanted.
Okay.
Oh, now, shut up, you. No, I'm not talking to Ah! Oh, yes, I was just trying to get some directions. No, I'm not. I know how to get here. I don't know how to get there, but they came to me, so it doesn't matter. No, I know. Just, all right, you shush. Turns around. I rushed here as fast as I could, but it looks like you have received some sort of assistance already.
No, we're in need of both of your assistance. This is some dark juju magic we're dealing with here. So more the merrier.
I'm sure the paladin, Yenor Greybreeze here, can deal with the dark juju magic.
I don't even know what the dark juju magic is. It tried possessing me. It possessed the Genasi. It's been a shit show. And there could be more. We don't know. We sealed it off.
Yes, that is what I am trying to tell you, sir. You can't go on the ship. There is a chateau. The guard.
We got it from here, kid. I'm gonna, gently, push him.
Zara
What's a
steps out from the captain's quarters of the ship. No, you really can't go in there.
Oh, boy.
I can't even go in there.
We're afraid of shadows now?
You're being real cryptic.
Okay, I'll show you. And she steps aside and waves you all to go in. So who is walking onto the ship?
I shall.
I will.
Lala goes.
Joaquin really doesn't want to go on the ship. Is he being ushered to go onto the ship?
No. She's offering anyone who wants to go on the ship to go on the ship. She is not forcing anyone to go on the ship.
I'm gonna grab me a couple fish and go head my way to the ship.
All right. Joaquin is going to suck his teeth. He doesn't want to be left alone, so he will begrudgingly go on the ship as well.
Kaida follows in as well. Bavin kind of hangs back with Zara at the entrance to the ship, but observing. Who's going to try to go into where the hatch is?
I will.
The first thing you all notice, looking towards the back of the ship, is this odd mist, but it's like a dark mist in the captain's quarters. Doesn't go out into the hallway, it's just kind of in the captain's quarters. You all watch as Yunor goes to approach.
I'm
I detect
right
magic
behind her.
on this.
Raka, you're right behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Joaquin, you can throw up detect magic. You also see your wife is right behind Kraka, clutching her staff.
I'm behind Kraka. Or, no, I would probably be
You'd
dragged.
You'd be behind Kaida.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'd be like the last person.
You throw up detect magic, Joaquin, and this is like a magic you have not felt before. It is old and ancient and angry.
And angry.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I'm just like, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. This is very not good. Please be careful. I'm just telling this to everybody.
You get to the threshold of the doorway, Yenor. What do you do?
Can I cast Divine Sense?
Sure. You have not used Divine Sense.
Nope. I don't know what's in the knife.
Currently, you don't know what's in the room.
I'm assuming it's the knife.
So you're by the Hallow spell, know the location of any celestial fiend. Hey. So you use Divine Sense.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sense any creatures,
Okay.
and you don't sense anything affected by the Hollow spell.
Okay.
But there is this gnawing on the edges of the Divine Sense.
So it's like one of those things, but not.
Mhm.
Okay.
Or it's not a creature.
Are ghosts creatures?
Yes.
Spirits.
Yes. They're undead creatures.
What is not a creature? This is some riddle bullshit.
A humanoid.
Okay. Now what am I doing?
You just cast Divine Sense. You're at the threshold and you cast Divine Sense.
Can I touch it?
You want to touch it. You don't want to put your hand in it. You just want to touch it.
I wanted like the tips of my fingers.
Okay. You reach out. You put tips of your fingers in it. It feels nice. It's warm.
It's warm?
It's inviting.
Oh,
Make a charisma saving throw.
okay. $19. I am gonna hero point it. 21.
A 21.
Yeah.
You feel something try to pull you closer. Come in. It's nice in here.
Kaida, it's talking to me.
I
Kraka,
step between Yunora and the mysterious ghost.
what are you doing?
I just like step in front of Yunora
Okay.
because I hear her say it's talking to her.
Okay.
Because I'm guessing I don't hear it.
No one else
Right.
hears it. She only said that, and then when Kraka steps in front of you, you no longer hear it when your hand is pulled out from it.
Once I move my hand.
Anything happen when I step in front?
You're not
Do
touching
I
it.
hear it now or?
Nope.
I'm gonna let Kaida know about the divine sense spell.
I did sense that you cast that. I'm just trying to figure out what this is. Kraka, are you gonna try to do anything?
I'm just like prepared for anything. Like I don't want. I'm prepared for the element of surprise, like an ambush or something. I'm holding an attack or defensive maneuvers. Really?
You're not
'Cause I don't.
touching the mist.
Well, I figured I would have. If she was touching the mist, I figured that she was close enough, so I probably entered the mist. No.
You could have pulled her back behind you, or you could have stepped in front of her.
No, I just kind of like stepped in front of her.
Oh, then you're in the mist. So I need you to make a charisma saving throw. The rest of you watch Kraka step in front of Ynor. You can no longer see his silhouette in the mist. A 16.
I'm gonna look up and see that he's gone, and kind of second guess about walking up any closer.
Kraka, it is warm and inviting. It feels like you belong here. Ah, yes. Go to sleep. Relax. It is safe.
Well, you do have a point with it being safe in the dark, but I'm not tired. I don't wanna lay down.
Rest. There's a bed. Lay down. Free your mind. Just hear that repeating over and over again in your head as you are inside of this mist and you do not want to leave.
Um, I'm gonna sit down and like close my eyes and meditate and act like I am falling asleep just to see what happens around me. Like I'm not gonna completely lose. Like I'm still gonna keep attention to what's around me through. Because it's warm, so if the temperature changes, I would notice, and from hearing. But of course, I'm going to close my eyes to make it look like I'm falling asleep.
Okay. The air gets thicker around you. The rest of you see the mist swirling around something. It begins moving. But you don't know what that something is.
Someone gonna get him out of there?
I'm gonna start yelling, Kraka! Kraka!
Both of you, or all of you, see, like at the same time, they had the same thought. Both Kaida and Vavin. quickly, and I mean quickly, chant the same phrase and do the same somatic component and launch arcane energy into the mist. The mist dissipates.
That.
Dispel magic.
Joaquin, why don't you know that one?
Joaquin's taking notes. Dispel magic.
Joaquim's not that kind of magic user. He's the innate magic user, not the I read books and learn magic user.
Listen. I know you're bad at it. You gotta study a bit. That was so useful.
You don't see Kraka in the room.
He's not in there?
Wait, where is he?
The fuck?
Where's the turtle?
Kaida, where'd you send him?
I didn't.
Is
I
he
didn't
invisible?
sense any humanoids in there.
I'm gonna rush into the room and start tearing shit apart.
Really hard to tear shit apart when shit's already been torn apart.
Lala's
I'm
going
just gonna
to
be walking around screaming for Kraka.
Lala's gonna walk forward just kind of gently with her arms out, feeling for anything invisible.
You don't stomp her boot on the metal plate over the hatch to see if he's in there.
I don't know how that would tell you if he was in there.
Wake him up.
Because
Boots
when
on metal's loud.
I say when you go knock knock, Kraka would definitely go, who's there?
Yeah.
Kraka, it's really warm in this, what you are in. And it's nice. It's comforting.
I appreciate that you make it sound like a hot tub.
I'm not used to a warmth as a comfort, so this creature might think that it's comforting for me, but it's not. I like cold, damp areas. But as I feel the cloud and everything thickening, I'm just going to like hold an attack to if it gets thicker or the temperature changes.
Okay.
But I'm still gonna sit here and act like I'm embracing the warmth and it is cozy and I'm slowly falling asleep.
Okay. You tear apart the room. There's no signs of Kraka. Just the sealed hatch.
I'm gonna ask Zara to go get one of the metal workers again.
Yes, I know. I can. I got it. That's not necessary. What
Is
do
my
you...
detect magic still up?
Yes, it is.
Does Kraka have anything magical on him?
Yes.
Would I be able to sense that magic?
You do not sense it.
Interesting. Okay.
You don't need... What do we need to get into that we need the metal workers for?
This hatch.
Quick above question,
Hmm?
table question.
Mhm.
My hammer would be very useful in this situation, correct? The hammer of warning? Or would he not count as being detectable?
It would be if you were in an area or space that was detectable by where Wakim is.
That's not what I meant by that. Because it would.
You are not being
Because
attacked.
I can't be surprised
Correct.
either.
Correct. So yes.
But
it
if
is
I were to
sensible.
follow this, if I were to follow sleep, it would be a magical sleep, and then it wouldn't work. Yes.
Correct.
Right. Okay. That's why I'm trying not to sleep.
But it's
Okay.
not like the sleep spell's being cast on you. It's just trying to make you relaxed in the present moment.
Okay.
This green ray extends from Bavin's finger as he points at the hatch. It hits the hatch, and the hatch turns green, and then brown like it's rusting, and then just kind of crumbles away. The hatch door swings open. There's swirling black mist inside of the hatch.
Hide it. Do it again.
Wakim, you do sense Kraka's magical items on him now that the hatch is open. You see Kaida unleash a dispel magic down the hatch, and it gets deflected.
It gets deflected.
Yeah.
So he initially breathes a slight sigh of relief when he can sense Kraka's magical items, and he'll start to say he's down there. And then, as her dispel magic gets, was it deflected or reflected or just? He's gonna be like, "Oh shit! Well, that's not good."
It did go down the hatch, so it wasn't the anti-magic properties of the hatch causing the deflection. It was the swirling black mist. Bavin steps up. I'm gonna have to do something at a little bit of a stronger capability. I've used so much magic today. Here we go. And he, out of his hand, not just a finger like Kaida just did, sends just a wave of arcane energy down the hatch. And it collides with the swirling black mist. And it creates some arcane sparks. But eventually, it breaks through. And the swirling black mist shatters. Kraka, the light of the area shines down on you as you fall clunk to the ground. You land on something on your butt. A small rectangular object.
Ow. I roll over and grab it and see what it is.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
I figured if I landed on it and I already touched it, if there was anything to involve that, I would have already rolled, but okay.
Let me see. What's it gonna be?
Oh, Jesus. Inspiration?
You can use an inspiration reroll. Avoid the natural one.
Yeah, I'll add a hero point too.
Go ahead.
17.
You begin to hear whispers in the back of your mind saying, "Pick us up, let us out, unlock us." Repeating just over and over and over again. But you're able to resist their influence. The rest of you do see Kraka down in the hatch, holding the box.
I look up at them, and I guess I see them looking down. I guess.
Kraka, can you please put that down?
Yes, not a good box. Put it down, please. Please.
But I finally hear the voices.
You don't want to. Put it down.
That's the bad thing.
We'll get it up. Just leave it down there.
Why? It's not bothering me.
It's not good.
Well, I'm good.
You are very good. But the box needs to not be touched by people right now.
Well, they need to look at it, right? So I can bring it up there, put it down.
We can mage hand it so that it doesn't talk to anyone.
Well, then mage hand it out of my hands.
Wakeem,
Mage hand shoots down, grabs the box.
This box is too heavy for Mage Hand.
Yeah.
See, we tried this already. That's why I need to carry it up.
can I throw down like several comforters off the bed?
Sure. There's only one comforter and one sheet on the bed.
Alright, I throw both of those down. Wrap it in that and get up here as quick as you can before it burns through it.
Do you want my sparkle scarf?
Do not give him that. It will destroy it. Can I show her? Is the scorched pillowcase? I hold up the scorched pillowcase. It burns things.
Maybe the sparkles will reflect the magic back at it. I don't know how magic works.
You see Bavin kind of just goes to the corner of the room and is kind of panting a little bit.
So now there's a comforter down here at the bottom of the
And like a flat
ladder.
sheet. Yeah.
I put the box down. I wrap it up.
Okay. There's some steam coming off of the sheet and the comforter right now.
Can I attempt to like swirl it and then throw it up to them?
Sure.
You know, like a slingshot type throw. But
Yeah. Or Ebola.
yeah, that works too.
Make a athletics check. Well, let me see something. Let me look at something. I'd say athletics or a dex check, like just a straight dexterity check or an athletics check.
$20.
30-20.
Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
That's fine. It takes a while to, not a while, but it takes more than a small rock would to build up momentum to get it to a speed in which you think you could lob it up there. Wakeem, and you know where you see him twirling it in the sheet and the comforter. What do you do?
I look at you,
try to
Nor,
grab it.
anyway.
Well, it's 20 feet down.
Yeah, when he throws it, I get ready to grab it.
Okay.
I pray.
I didn't realize it
I
was
think
20
those
feet.
things are backwards. I think Yenora's supposed to pray. She's the paladin.
Listen, pray to my goddess. It's fine.
I'm just
Nevertheless,
praying nothing breaks. Nothing and no one breaks.
he flings it up to the top of the hatch in an arcing motion. You know, if you're trying to grab it, you are
Yep.
going to have to make a dexterity check. No, that's a saving throw.
That one.
Yep. Up. The box.
I'm inspirationing that. That's real bad. What are the chances? I don't think I have an extra inspiration.
So we gotta go with it.
I have 1.
Can I help her?
Not on this.
Damn it.
He's right there.
Okay.
You should be able to. We each grab a corner. Kind of shit.
Not on this. Not at the speed at which it's going to be coming up because of Kraka's roll.
How much damage do I take?
He flings this box up in an arcing motion. You go to grab it, but it's like you're grabbing air because it's already over your head.
Okay.
Joaquin, you don't even know what's going on. You think she's gonna fall, so you grab her instead of the box, and it's arcing, and it hits the corner of one of the other heavy chests in the room. Clink! Clash. It hit just at the right corner to unlatch itself and break. And now the dagger's just sitting outside of a box in the middle of the room.
Shiny.
Oh, hell no.
Lala, don't.
Ah, freedom.
Oh god, it's talking to all of us now.
No, just Lala,
Oh.
Yenor, and Kraka can hear it. Freedom. I will grant the one who wields me plenty of freedom.
Kinda, it's promising freedom. Can I go to grab Lala?
Just depends, Lala and Deedle, since you're the only two that have not taken an action yet. What are you both doing as this event happens?
Oh, I wanted to do something too, but
I'm just kind of looking at this object and just kind of tilting my head like, what? Am I... Was there something in one of those fish that started making me, like, hallucinate? Kind of rubbing my eyes.
Guess I'm gonna be crawling out of the hatch by now.
Yeah, you jump up, grab the ladder, because the bottom 10 feet of the ladder is broken, so you'd have to, like, do some monk shit to kick off the wall and grab the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joaquin, what would you like to do?
I'd mage hand pick up the knife.
Alright. Lala, what are you doing?
She's admiring how shiny it is. However, she is familiar with people and things that promise freedom, which she already knows that she has on her own, so she's not enticed, at least not by that, not by the promises. It is still very shiny.
It's very sharp. It has
That
4 points. It could do lots of damage.
It is very shiny and very sharp, and these are very important things.
Oh, shiny, sharp. And Kraka and Yenor, you both hear a change in tone.
I'm gonna.
I don't need freedom. I can grant you the ability to stab through anything, cut anything, take anything. Just pick me up.
I'm gonna walk over and.
You're not up the ladder yet.
Oh, okay.
It's at this point that Joaquin, your mage hand, picks up the dagger. It's heavier than before.
Okay.
But he's still able to pick it up with mage hand?
Barely.
Okay.
It's almost like it's being resisted.
This is not easy. and he's looking at Kaida and Bavin. A little help, master spellcasters?
Bavin's still a little winded.
Get unwinded.
Place it down. Just place it down.
Place it down where?
On the floor where it was.
It doesn't feel like it's a safe spot on the floor here.
It'll be okay in a moment.
You say so. Then he puts it down.
Kind of draws a circle around it.
What are you doing?
In a moment, we should at least know some more information about it.
Can I have it?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
If I determine that it is not a danger to you or anyone else, I believe it would be safe for you to have it. But you're going to have to take that up with my lovely wife here as well.
I want it because of the danger.
You don't need a haunted knife.
And she is casting a spell that is familiar to you, Joachim and Yenor. It is the ritual cast of Identify.
Okay.
To try and figure out what this item is. Okay. Don't learn everything about this object. Find it. Okay. Ah. This is quite the dagger. It was made with, or at least imbued with, ancient magic. It's not even magic that I fully recognize. Before your ancestors' time. And she looks over at Lala. Not your bloodline ancestors, but those that came before the Genasi. And those that came before them. From an ancient time period. It's a rather strong dagger. It does allow you to move through the weave of magic for short distances as well. You do have to sit and study it for a bit before you're able to do this. It looks like. It doesn't seem like there's any particular dark magics affecting it, though it does seem to have some level of intelligence within. Not quite sure where that's from. You see her wince a little bit as dark magic begins creeping up her arm, because she does have to touch it for Identify. It does have a disdain for the gods. Any of the gods, all of the gods. About it. Doesn't seem to be of any danger to mere mortals. She pulls her hand away and there's steam coming off her hand, but there's no visible injury or burn. And the Identify spell dies down. That's all I can get from it for right now. To decipher that, it requires attunement by a specific class of person. In this case, a ranger, a rogue, or a fighter. It is a relatively strong dagger. It has +3 to attack damage rolls. You can teleport to the dagger's location as a bonus action if it is embedded in an inanimate object. As long as that inanimate object isn't destroyed when it gets embedded. It does have some type of sentience, but it's unsure of where that's coming from. And it seems to thirst for the blood of the gods or the ancients. Those that came before, it's unclear.
Well, they're not gonna find any god blood around here.
She tells this out loud so all of you hear this information.
You can't even touch it without it hurting you. How is it safe for anyone to use?
It hurts when I don't touch it.
I was gazing in on it unwillingly. I believe it has to also choose who it lets wield it. In some way, shape, or form, at least.
Oh no, so far it's been acting like Joaquin, who just talking to and flirting with anybody who so much as gives it a finger touch.
Yeah, really.
Like I said, the magic is not something that I fully understand. Not this type of magic. It's something old and ancient and before the wars.
Can we melt it?
No!
I don't know.
This thing is cursed, isn't it?
It's what?
It's cursed, isn't it?
I didn't read a curse off of it.
No. I feel like I saw a darkness creeping up your arm as you touched it. That
It
does
just
look
didn't
like
like me peeking in on it.
It has an evil, just like Bavin's hat.
Hey, what
you would.
are you talking about with my hat? No, not you. No one's talking to you. Jeez, why are we talking about my hat? He stands up in the corner, gets a little huffy.
See?
I'll have you know, my hat does not give off any darkness whatsoever.
No, it just talks.
It shades your face.
And he kind of just pauses for a moment, like he can't comprehend this conversation.
What if we take the bad juju out of the dagger and we put it in like a fish or a book and then give me the shiny?
Don't you have enough baubles? And he just kind of points to all of her jewelry.
It will allow me to take your baubles.
He looks down at his nethers and then kind of looks at her questioningly. No.
I'm gonna look at Kaida. Is it safe for her to use?
From what I can tell, it is. I don't see any danger. She might talk to it. It might talk to all of you. It's been trapped for a while. Sure, if you were locked in a dark area for a while, you'd go a little crazy.
And I do understand the want of a sentient weapon.
It may not have the healthiest obsessions. But is it innately dangerous? I mean, she's not going to wake up with something possessing her. That's what you're worried about.
Is it gonna send her off to kill gods?
I don't believe so. It's not that powerful.
And you
Not
make
that
it so
strong
that
of an influence.
it doesn't. It hurt me when I didn't listen to it.
Again,
She kind
it
of-
was locked in a box.
Oh, you're gonna have to teach it manners.
Through this conversation, Lala's been like inching closer to it, and at this point, she
I
like
will
puts
leave
out.
it up to you, my love. If you allow her to have it, you have traveled with her longer than the couple hours that I have been here.
You can have it, but you gotta teach it manners.
She's pointing out her finger to like poke it and make sure that it doesn't psychic zap her again.
There's a warmth when you touch it. A comforting warmth. Welcoming.
She snatches it.
It does require attunement, so it will require a short rest, essentially an hour, to attune to it to your person.
Huzzah.
Until then, you do not get its item card.
Okay.
It does have an item card and it has a name.
I don't have to switch out my attuned items yet then. Fancy.
Do you have 3 attuned items?
I do! When we all got fancy items and I didn't know what to ask for, you just kind of gave me something random. So I'm like, I can switch.
That's true. As a reward for one of the things. Yes.
She didn't know what to ask for, so.
That's fine. This can potentially replace... Well, you like the blind sight though, but it could potentially... Its abilities could potentially replace 2 of your items.
Oh, I just meant the belt. The belt's probably... Yeah. She's not going to get rid of her blind sight, so.
Alright. It is about break time, or a little past, so we're going to go on break after that, and we will come back to see what chaos may ensue. Thank you all for tuning in up to this point. We hope you enjoy, and we will see you here in a few moments.
Demon Dagger.
Hey, you there. Stop. We think you forgot to like and subscribe. Now we're putting you in dice jail. Just kidding. But if you are enjoying the show, share it with your friends. Subscribing, liking, and reviewing also helps bring others to our doorstep. You can also head over to chaoticallybalanced.com/support, linked in the description below, and get access to exclusive content through Coffee. Now that that's cleared up, let's get back to the adventure.
And we are back. Thank you all for staying tuned and listening and enjoying, hopefully. We left off with some tense feelings around this dagger. But eventually, after some further digging and investigation, it was allowed that Lala can possess this dagger. As long as, according to Ynor's words, she teaches the dagger some manners.
And as long as it doesn't possess me.
Well, it can't possess anyone. I think that's just no possessing people, but I believe that's along the lines of teaching manners. also. You're all still standing around in this ship. We're going to... It's kind of the tense situation. It's still kind of in there, but it's kind of died down a little bit. Kraka has made it out of the hatch. Lala has a new shiny object. All in all, well, it could have gone worse. What are we all doing?
Does it still talk to me?
You're holding it. It feels warm and comforting. Are you the one? In your head.
I guess so.
There is no guessing. It is either a no or a yes. Are you the one?
Then yes.
Excellent. I won't be locked in a box anymore.
We're going on adventures.
Those damn gods thought they could trap me in here.
In a ship?
In a knife.
You are still in a knife.
But I have you to assist me in my retribution.
Sure.
It's not as it doesn't feel as though we're fully connected yet. Could we get on with that part?
Sure. I think we're supposed to relax for a while. Come with me. She will tuck it in her little dagger belt.
Okay. It's not giving off a black smoke anymore.
That's good. I've never had a talking object before. It's weird.
It does have like a dark aura around it, but it's not giving off the black smoke like the black mist. But those of you that can see the arcane magic, so Wakim, Kaida, and Bavin, and Ynor sometimes. It's got this like dark aura that could just be the enchantments on it. It could be just the way it was designed. It's not like that dark mist that was ominous.
She will tie her scarf around her waist and like tuck the ends around it and be like, there, now you're pretty.
It's not talking to you anymore.
That's okay.
Dara comes in, holding Dawnbringer out in front of her, like, who's possessed? Is anyone possessed?
All good in here.
No, I don't think so.
There was mist here. Where'd the mist go?
We dispelled it. Well, they did, and I point to the magicians.
Investigator Graybreeze, and I guess Librarian Graybreeze. This is very confusing.
Is it an insult to call them?
What?
I was saying, is it an insult to call them a magician? I was just curious. It seems like it might be insulting to be like, ah, yes, the magicians.
I
It
just I
depends
want
on
to
the
see where
day.
I'd go with that.
Kraka's more innocent than most when he's saying some of these things. And I guess you, Captain Sue, will you be able to get this boat back to our main port?
Despite everything that's happened, or maybe because of everything that's happened, I'm confident I will be able to.
You have the ability to tow it with your vessel?
My vessel's a stout little bugger. She is. She can do it.
Are you going to need additional personnel to help guard the additional vessel?
That would definitely be appreciated. And he would kind of give like a smirk. Always appreciate more hands to help.
Well, I'm sure Bavin here, being as winded as he is, would appreciate the ride back to a population center where he may be able to catch a ride out. Yeah, I don't quite have the ability to teleport back where I came from at the moment.
I'm just so curious as to how you got so winded, Bev. You look like you're in decent shape.
This was not the start of my day.
Fair enough.
I was already about halfway through my arcane resources before I got here.
Sorry for making you drag it on, but thank you.
I should be. It's fine. I didn't expect this, and he gestures to everything. No, you
The-
just. You told me. I know you told me. Just. Sorry. Anyway, I can man the other ship with, if Zara allows it, a couple of guards.
Oh, I actually do have a quick question for you. That magic that you use, where the lock on the cellar door kind of withered away. What was that called?
Oh, yes. That was a stronger spell. I kind of increased its strength a little bit, but it was disintegrate.
Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds like some pretty powerful magic, but I'm taking notes. I'm trying. Thank you. And he'll write disintegrate on a little notepad.
I'm guessing you don't learn from books.
No, it just kind of. I mean, I'm just natural. And he kind of strikes a pose.
Kind of like this one over here, and he points to you, Yenor. I guess she would get her magic from those that be above.
Yeah, I mean,
Gods.
her magic has always felt more holy. But she doesn't have to study for it either.
If you can tow the boat, I can man it with a couple of people, as long as Zara's okay with that. She kind of just waves her hand and nods. When are you going to be departing my port?
I mean, I look at you, Nor. When are you ready to go?
I believe that I had asked Zara to discuss Dawnbringer before we left.
Oh, yes. As part of payment, I believe it was.
It is not just payment, it is giving Dawnbringer the life that she deserves. If it helps, I don't do caves.
You see her kind of sit and think for a moment and look at her sword. I have traveled with Dawnbringer for quite a while. I am attached to this sword, but I haven't been able to travel. What is your weapon that you use?
And I shall pull out Kaida's Wrath, the longsword.
It's really just a blade of radiant wrath, I believe.
Yes. Tradesies.
You know, I have a need to pass this on to someone who I believe will take good care of it. I will grant you Dawnbringer, but you must take an oath to do good by Dawnbringer.
I shall.
And I
I've
know
got one oath. I can do a second.
paladins take their oaths seriously.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I could trade this for your blade.
Okay.
And she deactivates Dawnbringer and kind of just holds the hilt out to you with both hands.
I take it with one hand. I spin Kaida's Wrath to hold out the pommel to her.
She takes it. Ah. It's a little. It's been a while since I've used a normal sword.
Bit heavier, huh?
This is actually a little lighter.
Listen. We get that it's a toothpick to you. Not everyone can be 7 foot tall.
Maybe now I can retire now that I don't have a legendary weapon.
Bam, there's your excuse.
Intruders! Ship in the distance. Cannon fire. Siren going off. Get in formation, you maggots! hear a sergeant come out yelling at all the recruits to get out in formation. You're all still inside the ship and you hear all this commotion begin.
I'd run outside.
You run outside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's everyone else doing?
I'm gonna check out the ship.
In the distance?
Mm-hmm.
I was about
You
to say,
have-
you're not getting back on that.
Do you have a spyglass?
I think I do.
I know Wakeem has a spyglass.
I'll let her use it if she wants to use it.
Yes. Thank
do?
you.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check, Deedle, with the spyglass.
Perception.
You see that there's, as you're outside, a bunch of, not a bunch, but a couple of power armor, bigger, larger power armor comes out. They have these heavy, rods in their feet, and they into the ground, and these two shoulder-mounted cannons extend out, and they just begin firing at the ships in the distance. And there's cannon fire coming back into the port. What did you roll? A 23 with a spyglass. You see 3 ships on the horizon. All with pirate flags. Flags of the Pirate Queen.
I'm gonna relate this to everybody else.
One of them stands out among the other 2. One of them. 1 second, where I have to find it. I have to find it. I have to find it. Is the Admiral's ship.
Shit. Alright, I'm gonna relay this to everybody. And just start hollering, the Pirate Queen, the Pirate Queen!
No. The Pirate Queen's Admiral.
Okay.
Scarier than that guy.
Okay.
His ships are firing. Their cannon fire's getting close to port, but not quite hitting. And the big guns seem to be keeping them at bay. You guys, you need to get out of here now. All of you. You are currently civilians. I cannot be responsible for you. And she runs off. She begins giving orders to everyone. They're getting information. They got snipers going up on the roofs. It looks like they have a squad of power armor that have jetpacks.
Is our boat even fixed?
No one's looked at the boat yet to inspect whether or not it's been fixed.
I'm gonna head over to our boat.
It's just on the other, like the one boat's on this side of the dock, but yours is on the other side of the dock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, Lala, now would be a good time to try your gun out.
She was. No, Yenor, did you give Lala bullets yet?
He did not yet.
I have not.
Yenor
But speaking-
runs outside and to check the other ship, but go ahead, Lala.
Nothing. She's just gonna chase after her and be like, "Hey, wait a minute!"
Give me my bullets.
Exactly.
Can I just hand her 5 real quick?
Yeah, you can quick rummage around and grab 5 out. You're handed 5 bullets.
Yay! She pockets them and looks back and just yells, Deedle, don't forget my gun.
Yeah, Deedle is still carrying it. You do still have some of your stuff at the house as well.
I bring it to her.
She'll go back and grab her shit and then continue after Ynor, because as far as she's concerned, she's employed by Ynor right now, so...
But be responsible!
Yeah, I'll be... that word.
Oh. Make sure you aim, then pull the trigger.
Aim first, got it.
The ground is vibrating with the amount of artillery fire that is happening.
I'm gonna run off and get our things.
Okay. Well, Lala also ran back to the house. Poppy wasn't with you guys. Poppy's back at the house still.
I'm gonna call after her. Bring Poppy!
You do see... go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just making a note to bring the bird, and gets the idea in her head that she can hop on Poppy and tell her to fly to Mom, so it was kind of... Two birds, one bird and one stone? Something like that?
You look at Joaquim's ship,
Mm-hmm.
It's in better shape than it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's not perfectly patched yet, but it is more put together than it was.
Do I think it can do the magical speedy thing?
The sails have been completely replaced, so they're not torn and tattered and just patchwork together.
Mm-hmm.
The mast has more reinforcement on it, but it needs a whole new mast, and you haven't been here long enough to get a whole new mast yet. They did rip up some of the boards that had holes in them and put new boards on. You'd say there's an 80-20 chance that it succeeds. It's going to be towing another ship.
Hmm. I'll ask Joaquim what he thinks.
Joaquim, Ynor comes over to you and pulls you quickly to your ship and asks, hey, what do you think about your ship's repairs? Could it be speedy while also towing another ship? Joaquim.
Oh no.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. What's up?
Ynor comes over and asks what you think about the repairs to your ship and if it could handle the speed boost while towing another ship.
Do I need to make any sort of check in order to
Well, you see, it has brand new
review the-
sails. All the holes that were in like the rails or the side of the hull have been replaced with brand new boards, and the reinforcement on the mast has been reinforced further. It's just not a brand new mast.
Joaquim's gonna look at her and say, "This is actually pretty damn impressive. I think we'll be all right."
Alright, let's get it started up then.
He will give a little flex, give a little stretch, and then man the helm.
Kraka, do you hop on Poppy with Lala?
No, I just run back.
Okay. Lala, you get back, because you start heading back first, you get back to the house. You gather as much stuff as you can fit in your arms and on Poppy's saddle, and then you take off with her. You tell her fly the mom, and she immediately knows what you're talking about, and she just goes. You kind of have to
Whee!
direct her through the door because she almost flies straight up. Kraka, you get there as well. You collect the rest of the stuff that Lala could not get. You're able to carry it. You probably got to leave behind the big barrel of fish, though. And like the big crates of food that have not been transferred back to the ship.
Knowing that knowing that I grab a fish in my mouth as a travel snack.
Two soldiers do stop you, Kraka, and be like, hey, do you guys need help with, oh god, getting stuff back on your ship?
It would be appreciated, but I think your help is more needed in defenses.
You see this big power armor that's pushing this giant wagon. It looks more like a cargo suit, not a combat suit. We were assigned to help guard this ship you're towing, so whatever we can do to get us out of here faster.
And I hand them everything that I'm holding, and I run back and grab the rest of the stuff.
Okay. The stuff gets loaded on this cart, and you guys make it back to the ship. All of you buy Joaquim's ship. You see Bavin has his pack and a bunch of stuff, and he's getting on the other ship. He yells over, Captain Sue!
Yes, sir. Crazy. I mean, Bavin.
How are we tying these two together?
I mean, standard rope. Unless you have some better equipment.
I was thinking more along the lines of some chain or something. Something a little more sturdy than rope. You have any chain on your ship?
Can I make a check to see if there is any chain?
You don't have to make a check. You would remember that there should be some, like, heavy chain in the storage area of the ship.
All right. Heavy chain is heavy, so I would ask Ynor to help me move it.
I go and help.
See, Bavin runs up on that ship and, like, starts getting some stuff together on the deck. As you guys are doing this, a cannonball hits and cracks one of the docks next to you. Splinters. Two more heavy power suits come out with artillery cannons on their shoulders. The other two retract their cannons, and they're smoking. That would tell you that those cannons are overheated, and they begin their rounds of firing, but the ships out in the distance are inching closer. It also seems that... let's see. It also seems that while the other two ships in this attack force seem to have taken some hits, the flagship seems to be deflecting any hits that are being targeted at it. You see Poppy flying in fast, and Kaida runs out to you, and checks you and makes sure you're okay. And she sees Poppy just land. Lala, you almost fall off with the speed at which she lands on the deck. Her feathers are all ruffled.
I start helping Lala unload Poppy.
At this point, you guys are just throwing shit on the boat.
Yeah,
Just
chucking it.
Say if we just have her shake, most of it'll come off.
you see this giant power armor in the distance pulling a wagon. Rocker running in front of it. They unload. And then the two guards join Bavin on the other ship and help him prepare. The big cargo power armor guy also goes on the other ship's he leaves the wagon on the dock, but he seems to be doing something helping on the ship. Yenor and Wakim, you get the heavy chain up from the deck. Wakim, you have to maneuver your ship into line up with the other ship. Cannon fire splashing around you. Wakim.
Can you hear
I
it?
need you to make a nature or survival check.
Hold on one sec. Oh, why is this not responding? Here we go. Nature or survival?
Yes. Or piloting the ship to line up. Or maneuvering the ship to line up with the other ship to accurately set up a tug chain.
Ugh. I'm going to. I think I can inspiration that. I think I hit inspiration points. Hold on, let me double check. Oh, where is it? Oh, nope, wrong one.
Oh, technically you all do have an additional inspiration. Kaida rolled a natural 20 on her sleight of hand check earlier.
Okay, then I will burn that now. So let me.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Do I have any hero points? I'll use. I only have one left. I'm gonna stay at the 14.
It takes a while. Well, I can't say it takes a while. It feels like it takes a while. Every second feels like years. You're trying not to get hit by the incoming cannon fire. You're trying not to get hit by the outgoing laser fire. There's explosions all around. People are yelling. You see soldiers getting into formation. Intercept ships are being sent out. But after a few moments of chaos, you do get it maneuvered and lined up with the other ship. Yenor and Poppy are able to fly the chain over to the other ship, and the big power suit guy in the power armor helps get the chain and secure it.
Are we ready? We need to go.
Everyone's loaded on your ship, Wakim. So, Wakim, you have everyone plus Kaida. On the other ship, has Bavin and the guard escort and the, I guess, loading crew member.
Sorry, there's just a lot of gunfire going on around, right?
Yes. The siege.
Yeah, so we
essentially
need
a
to go.
siege.
Yep, so we need to go. So if everything is good, Joaquin's got a nod, and he will kick this into high gear.
Okay. You hear some creaking as you're trying to go from 0 to 60 essentially.
Yeah, So I'll ease out slowly, and then once the engine is kind of running and we're moving, then he'll steadily ramp up.
Okay. Are you keeping your sails up or down?
What's the wind like?
It's not blowing in a favorable direction for you at the present moment.
All right, sails down then.
You mean sails up?
Well, if it's not blowing in a favorable direction, then keeping them up would push us off the course that we're trying to go,
No,
right?
keeping them up would keep them tied up. Keeping them down would unleash them, letting them use the wind.
Okay, yeah, no. Then keeping them up.
Right. I knew what you meant. I think you just said it backwards.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. So you rely on arcane power and you pull, and the other ship begins to move.
Hmm.
Not quite as fast as you were previously, but you are pulling out of port. There are going to be several checks for you to make it out of this unscathed, because there's incoming and outgoing fire.
Okay.
So, what are firstly your orders for the other ship?
I mean, I would just kind of tell them to focus on defense and maneuvering,
Alright.
so that they focus on avoiding confrontations. And again, we're just looking for the quickest route out of this confrontation scenario.
They rolled an 18 and a 16 on defensive maneuvering.
Nice.
Now, who wants to be a lookout?
I can.
Okay. Make a perception check.
$16.
Okay. You are keeping an eye on what you can see as incoming fire. You don't see it really until it's fired. Like, you can't make out where they're aiming. But you're keeping your eyes coming in. You're relaying as much information as you can up to Joaquin to try and keep him ahead of where the incoming fire is.
Could I also use detect magic to try and help navigate a bit?
Your detect magic is 30 feet, right?
Oh yeah. No,
From you.
never mind then.
It's
Mhm.
This is cannon fire. It is hundreds of feet out.
Yep. Gotcha.
Between Deetul, Kraka, and Lala, who wants to be up in the crow's nest?
That's usually Deedle's spot. Do you want it? If not, I'll take it.
I was gonna say the same thing. So
All right, Deetul, I will have you make a. Let's see. We don't need a perception check. A survival or a nature, I would say.
An
18. You get a better feel for best way to navigate out of here. Though the wind may not be in your favor at the present moment, you can make out that the current is. You can see the current shift ahead of you. If you can get into that current, you might be able to get a little faster, get out of the arc, the range of the cannons that are firing on this port.
Keep moving forward. If we catch the current, we can get out of here. I'm gonna holler down to them.
Kraka and Lala, is there anything that you would like to do to try to help?
I'm gonna stand next to the ropes for the masses, just in case he wants us to drop them to get the hell out of here.
Okay.
I am not entirely sure where my skills fit in here, but she'll do whatever she's told to help.
Joaquin, do you
absolutely.
have any tasks
But-
that you would like to give to Lala?
Hang on one second.
Oh,
Let me-
we might have an idea.
I might.
What's Lala doing?
Thinking.
Would it? Yeah. Would it be helpful if she cast Pass Without a Trace so they are just less noticeable in the fray?
Less noticeable as a ship on the open ocean.
Or as an enemy ship? I don't know, maybe we're presenting as like, there goes some fishermen minding their business. I don't think my disguise kit extends to ships, but perhaps my deception can.
I'm gonna say in this instance, it does not.
Okay.
You are a ship actively leaving a port that is under attack. Joaquin, did you have any ideas for how she could help? It is your ship.
So what is she trying to do exactly?
She was gonna try to give you some extra stealth or some extra deception to kind of try to look like a non-threatening ship leaving port, but not entirely sure that
She-
pirates care.
Hmm. Because I mean, if there's some way that we can that she can help disguise the ship to make it seem like a non-threatening ship, that might help.
You know what, Lala? You could use your disguise kit.
Okay. How,
If
am I
someone
dressed?
can explain what these particular pirate flags look like, Lala may be able to recreate one on the fly.
We're gonna blend in as one of the attacking pirates.
So between Yenor and Deedle, Deedle has the high point, Yenor's at the front of the ship looking out at the attacking ships. Either of you could attempt to explain what this flag looks like. So who would like to try to? This would be an investigation check.
I've got
In-
advantage.
Yeah, so Yenor's the investigator.
Talk about a dichotomy.
Wow.
Okay.
Everyone gets an inspiration, because that's a natural 20.
Yay.
Ynora explains perfectly what this flag looks like, Lala, and you're able to recreate it. How well is going to be based on. I'll give you a choice: sleight of hand or deception.
That'll be a deception.
This could have gone performance too, but that's stretching it a little bit. That didn't add
It-
your modifier.
No, it's a +9.
Jesus Christ. 28? Okay. It doesn't take you very long with Ynor's perfect description. You are able to create a flag. Now, it's not a perfect flag because it was made hastily. However, it may pass on a check at a glance. So you have this flag. Kraka is standing by the mast ropes and Deedle's up in the crow's nest. Who are you giving the flag to, Lala?
I mean, don't flags usually start at the bottom and then you run them up? Like,
Yes.
So I guess I'll give it to Kraka and tell him to run it up to Deedle.
Okay. You guys have been on the ship for a while. So, Kraka, do you have the ropes that control the flag on the mast? Currently, there's not one up right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then I take the flag and I I take the corners of the flag and I tie it around, like I split it and tie it around the rope, and then start hoisting the flag up to the top, so that either Deedle can secure it so it doesn't go anywhere, or if it's where it needs to be, then.
All right. Deedle, you see this flag come up to you. It's tied on, but it's a little loose in the wind.
Gonna tie a little tighter when it gets up to me and like make sure that it's showing to everybody.
Ynora, as you're looking off in the distance as they get this flag up, you see that as one of the ships was kind of trailing you with its broadside cannons, it kind of just rejoined its formation. It wasn't the flagship was focused on the port, so it was one of the side ships that was slightly damaged, just some smoke coming off of it. It rejoins formation, is no longer like trailing you slowly. The cannon fire becomes further and further away. Joaquim, you do feel like you're going faster now, as it feels like you have gotten into that sweet spot of a current.
Beautiful. I steadily increase the arcane power of the engine so that we're ramping up. Come on, come on, come on. Gotta go.
You do feel the wind begin to shift direction as you get further out to sea, and it begins blowing in your favor.
Okay. As that happens, I would then, I guess, put the sails down.
All right, you could signal to Kraka for the sails to go down,
Yep.
and Lala, because they're both standing there.
I signal them both.
Kraka and Lala, you both get the signal to drop the sails.
I start hoisting down the sails.
On it.
Thankfully, they were tied up the last time with a quick release.
Oh, so a quick tug and it is fall. Gotcha.
Yes. Seems when they were repairing the mast, they had and replaced the sails, they had set them up to be quick release, just in case something like this had happened. You all look back into the distance now, probably a mile or so out. The port, the ships are closing in on it. It's smoking. But you see in the distance, it seems they got a call out. This large green and gold airship coming in. The only thing the pirates don't have are airships.
Oh shit.
And nothing beats an airship. Yenor and
Nope.
Joachim, you both would know that an airship can rain fire down from above.
Yeah. Visibly, they're like visually they're wild to see them come in because they are massive, and again, air supremacy is crazy. But yeah.
This one is not just one of your commercial or cargo airships either. This is a military one.
Mm.
And it's coming in. It's coming in fast. It's coming in hot. You could see it's already starting to fire off cannon fire from the front of it. You do see some cannon bolts coming towards you as well from the airship.
Maybe take the flag down.
Are we clear that the flag coming down might be a good idea?
You're getting shot at from above.
Yeah, take it down.
They're still like,
No,
the shots are hitting the water at like
they're
500 feet off of the ship, but
yeah. Okay, take them down. Take them down.
Beetle, you hear the order to take down the flag.
I can crumple it up really quick and shove it to my chest.
The wind combined with the current and the magical speed, as well as the removal of the flag, you have successfully gotten yourselves out of the danger zone. Will I say, on some of those rolls, by the skin of your teeth. That 16 and that 18. We're a little close.
Oh man. Thank you, everybody. That was
Back to the danger zone.
Yeah, seriously, I was just thinking that.
You guys, Joachim, you do know the route from here to the Kurag main city?
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because you've traveled from the northern waters on this side down to Kurag on some transport runs that you've done before. It'll take you about, at this speed, if you can maintain this speed with the wind and the current, maybe a day and a half to 2 days travel to get down around the island and down there, as long as you don't run into any problems.
Nice. How, like, if we look back in the distance, we're still seeing like a lot of gunfire and cannon fire and all that craziness.
Well, it looks like the 2 of the 3 ships are backing off of the port as the airship's coming in.
Okay.
But it
So
looks
with the
like
airships
the airship
coming
has
in-
taken damage.
Oh, really?
There's some kind of heavy cannon on that flagship or something.
Oh,
Because the airship is hovering above the port now. It has not pushed forward.
interesting.
Remember, you were told that this was admiral of the main pirate fleet. Not an ordinary ship captain, not an ordinary ship. However, that fight is not yours. You are tasked with a single mission to get the ship you are tugging back to the main city of Kurag for further investigation.
Yep.
You were in this haste. Well, I guess Yenor, you would have noticed that there was some papers down in the cargo hold on one of the desks that weren't there before. If you take the time to inspect them, I can tell you what are on them. So the papers are orders from Zara to those that are in power in the main city to remit payment to you and everyone else once you arrive in the city. It doesn't say what the payment should be, it just says that you are to be paid by the city. It also is requesting reinforcements to the port city and informing of another attack. And then informing them that the librarian Kaida has been reassigned. Seems that Zara kind of underplayed the amount of power that she has.
I'll relay that to Akeem.
That was terrifying and exciting. My love, is that what happens all the time when you are with him?
Only on Tuesdays.
What the And that was just the 1 week.
You're right. Usually I get hit more.
You're not helping.
Joaquim, you are a great ship captain.
He narrows his eyes.
And a great friend.
Thank you for getting us out of there, mostly unscathed.
Oh, a compliment. And he bucks up. You're very welcome.
You are all officially, well, 2 of you are already technically officially employed by the Onyx Accord. The 3 of you are officially, unofficially, officially employed by the Onyx Accord. There's some paperwork that has to be done, but if you
Pirates
are
no longer.
willing, Deedle, Kraka, and Lala, I'm sure the Accord would be happy to have you as members.
I kind of nod and bow. Thank you.
If they're paying.
Always a money thing with this one.
As long as you do jobs, you get paid.
I don't want to hear it from the one who's always a sex thing.
Not always, but you know.
Oh,
When fun
trust
is a-
me, little one, I know what you are referring to with him. It's non-stop.
It's not non-stop, just nearly
How
constant.
long has it been since the last time you got any, huh?
Too long.
The poor women in Zatha are going broke without him around.
They need me. I feed
That reminds
families.
me, one of your nightly escapades came knocking on our door the other week.
Oh,
looking for
do
you.
tell.
Something about, oh yeah, he said he'd send me a message.
Oh. Oh.
Sending
And
hookers
then
to
he
my
goes,
house now?
No. They
This was
didn't get the address from him. They had connections.
Uh-huh.
It's fine.
Yeah, you want to tell me why it was the governor's daughter?
Do I want to tell you? I don't want to not tell you. Or maybe I do.
At that, Yonora's gonna smack him.
You can't hit the driver. Ow!
I'm a paladin. I can hit whoever I want.
Plus,
What are you going to do?
the ship has
I'm
autopilot, doesn't it?
driving.
It
No,
does. He's just being a baby.
You don't know how to engage it.
No,
And he's
I
got
don't.
both hands on
I can read. I'll figure it out.
Unfortunately, there's no labels on anything.
Listen, there's a brochure somewhere. Check the
There
glove
is a
compartment.
brazier somewhere. There is a brazier somewhere. And if she opens up the glove compartment, there's a brazier in there.
The ship doesn't have a glove compartment. It's not a car.
Well, she said glove compartment, so I'm assuming it's just some area by the
If I find a
overall.
brazier, I'm smacking him with it.
I mean, there's like a small little chest in front of the.
I'm
wheel.
checking it. If there's a brazier, I'm smacking.
He said there's a brazier.
I smack him with it.
I mean, how gauche to drive a ship without gloves? Where do you keep your driving gloves if not the glove compartment?
Yeah, really.
Wait, this is not a white glove affair. Sue sailing is not a white glove.
I will have you know that Mrs. Sue is nothing short of a lady by the most definition, and she would never be on this ship without her gloves.
How can you speak of my mother so?
Daddy didn't spring for the upgrade for him.
He also didn't deny it.
Mrs. Sue is a saint.
One who would not be caught dead with her son sailing around gloveless. Like some
Really,
kind of...
Bookkeem.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
I look
telling.
at Kaida. Get your wife. Get your wife because she's being influenced by the child over there, the nether child.
You asked for it.
I asked for nothing.
You could have sent one of the other people to help her with this mission, but you decided to go personally.
Yeah, you
You'd
chose
rather me
this.
abandon your wife?
What?
Remember you said that.
Oh, remember?
You'd rather me abandon your wife.
No. Just when you accept a job, you also get the sass.
That's not a given.
It's who I am as a person, Bookkeem. You've known me for decades. Figure it out.
Besides, you're getting paid well.
Well, that remains to be seen, but
We'll see how much he gets after Mr. Sue sees what he did to the boat.
you know what? First we need to, and again, if you mention his father, that's going to be a little bit of a sore spot for him right now, so he can kind of
By the way,
get
your father
quiet.
did send his regards with me.
Really?
That was like a week and a half ago.
Huh. And then his expression would lighten a bit.
Yeah, he had gotten back from a delivery out towards Arbor, something like that. He got back from a delivery from that not a week and a half or so ago, and he overheard some of the officials talking, saying that they were going to be sending out some support to, well, here, and I happen to be the support, so he came to wish me luck.
And he's okay?
It's just a little seasick, but otherwise fine.
So he would kind of try to hide his concern a little bit, and then just like, well, good, stupid old man.
I will say he is older and probably cannot handle those long merchant journeys anymore.
Yeah, I've been telling him that, but he doesn't want to listen to anybody.
Well, you could tell him again when you get back. Maybe he'll have a change of heart after this long mission.
Oh, I intend to.
With that, you
Believe
are
me.
all on your way to your next destination. You have successfully
Mhm.
solved some mysteries, gotten some new items, and are heading off to complete your first official mission, because Yunor's mission was an under the table off the books mission. So an unofficial mission. This is your first official mission as
Mm.
Onyx Accord members. And with that development, I would
Level
say
up?
you've all earned a level up.
Nice.
So you are all level 7 now.
Whee!
We will take care of that off stream, and we will come back next week. Thank you all for listening, tuning in, and enjoying, and we will see you next week. Have a good night.
Nice. Level 11. I'm sorry, I said level 11.
Level
7.
11.
I wish.
Sorry. That'd be a crazy jump. I'm still.
Good
I'm still
night.
on.
Bye, Danielle.
Well, that's a wrap. If you want to catch us live, head over to links.chaoticallybalanced.com, linked in the description below, and follow our socials to stay up to date on our schedule and everything else we have going on. You can catch us live most Tuesday nights at 7:30 Eastern with the links in the description below. You can further support our adventure by visiting our coffee page at chaoticallybalanced.com/support, and you'll get access to exclusive content. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.